And good morning. Welcome to Today to Races presented by Fidelity First. I'm Stan Salter along with the announcer Dave Rodman here on Breeders' Cup Friday. Lots of action. Dave, where do we start? We have a nice carryover today in our Rainbow Pick 6. That's a little shy of 20,000. Astronic 5 Breeders' Cup. We'll start with the Astronic 5, but big action all weekend long. Been one of the best weekends for the whole year for horse racing.
Yes, it is. It's going to be a challenge for Churchill Downs handicappers with all the rain they've had there and the softer turf course. So maybe some upsets in the making in the Breeders' Cup today and tomorrow. So you'll get a chance at the big money there, possibly some upsets. And Astronic 5 again today. Laurel Park is a part of that. A really nice card with a super, I think, maiden race. It's early in the card, the second on the program.
Put the pick 5 races up. Astronic 5. There we go. Start Santa Anita race 4, 4:53. Then Gulfstream West race 9. Then Lake C is going to be right here. Laurel Park race 10. Then Santa Anita race 5. Then Golden Gate race 5. It paid over $15,000 last week. 1 week it paid $90,000, almost $90,000. It has that industry low 12% takeout. No guarantee this week, but don't sleep on it with that industry low 12% takeout. I have a ticket. Let's show it real quick here in the Astronic 5. A very affordable $54 ticket. I'm going to go 3 deep in the first couple legs. I'm going to single on the Claudio Gonzalez horse here in race 10 at Laurel Angel in the morning, the favorite in race 10, and then 3 deep at Santa Anita. 2 deep in the last leg at Golden Gate. You can study that ticket some more on the laurelpark.com website underneath the handicapping section. So Astronic 5, that's the big popular national wager. Nice carryover today in our Rainbow Pick 6. We had a couple singles for $25,000 going into the last race yesterday. They were long shots. Nobody hit it, so nice carryover today. There it is, $19,269. Don't sleep on this today. Everybody be aiming for the Breeders' Cup. Somebody might sneak away with a nice $30,000 Rainbow Pick 6 today.
A couple of live chances yesterday, and I'm going to give you a late Pick 5 ticket here at Laurel Park later. So maybe if you just want to use that Pick 5 ticket and add one and tack on something in the 5th race, you can come up with a little bit of a Rainbow Pick 6 here. That 5th race starts the Pick 6 with a 10-race program today. And a reminder, too, that the turf is yielding, but the 8th and 9th are off the turf today. So that's very important for the fans handicapping that.
Show them. Show the track conditions here. Main track is fast. Turf will be yielding. Races 8 and 9 are off the turf. The other races are on the turf. So that's the situation here. Let's get right to it here in race 1. Race 1's going to kick off that rolling super high 5. We have a nice carryover here in the opener, a little over 1,100 in the rolling super high 5 with that low 15% takeout. There's a carryover, $1,162. If they don't hit it in race 1, that'll carry over to the next race with 7 or more. So keep your eye on the rolling super high 5. Also, we kick off the early pick 5 here in race 1 with that mandatory payout, industry low 12% takeout on both the pick 5s here at Laurel Park. Race 1, we're going a mile on the bowl game turf course, turf rated, yielding, rail at 17 feet here in the opener, claiming 8,000 filly mares 3 and up. I go, well, this horse hasn't won in a while, so I don't blame you for staying away from the 6-year-old mare, Shifra Magician. Number 3, my top pick, rider change. Make the rider Angel Soares, who's been heating up recently here this fall meet at Laurel Park. Shifra Magician, we know this mare well. She's a 3-time winner at Laurel Park. Her last couple races haven't been very good, but they've been against Allowance Company, 20,000 claimers. She gets a nice class relief today. This is the cheapest this mare's been entered in for a while, so I'll take a shot with the 3, Shifra Magician, in the hot new jock here, Angel Soares.
Yeah, when she's right, she's right. She's a big stretch runner, a horse that likes to lag behind early, and I'm not really sure. That's why I didn't pick her on top or in the mix there, whether she's going to get maybe the pace she needs in here, and the turf course has been a little bit more conducive to front running or pace stalking types here on these yielding ground. I went where the horse hasn't won in a long time either. First off the claim, though, that's Meddy Bemps, Hugh McMahon, and Joe Bessiker together off the claim in the last 5 years at 28%. Off the last 2 years at 28%. They team up together. Joe Bessiker going all in the game. He bought a lot of horses at the sales. He's been claiming horses right and left. They've been hitting the winner's circle. And so they are on a roll right now. And Meddy Bemps, I believe, has tactical early speed here. First time new barn.
I like her, and the McMahon barn with a nice win yesterday, so we both like the 7 Medi Bemps. We both like the 5 as well. Emelina, at this level, she's dangerous. Her last 3 races pretty ugly, but that's on the dirt. She's all turf. She's a 3-time winner here at Laurel Park. Last time she was on the turf, she whistled for 7,500. That was on a firm turf course back in July. She's won on a yielding turf course before as well. If she gets loose on the lead with Sheldon Russell, who knows this mare well, 8-year-old mare, has made over 135,000 on the turf. She's made over 236,000 overall. Emelina could be dangerous. She gets loose on the lead early on here.
Yeah, that's the big if. The other Hugh McMahon horse here, picked the Hugh McMahon Medi Bemps. The other Chesapeake Spring does maybe have some early speed to try to keep her company, soften her up a little bit. So she stays in the race. That was going to be the key to whether I kept the same picks or changed them this morning. I went ahead and kept those Medi Bemps on top there, with perhaps Chesapeake Spring stoking up some pace in there as well.
All right, the 9 I didn't use, Secret Temple, you have in here exactly there for Roy Houghton. Been in very good form, this 6-year-old mare. She hasn't been off the board in her last 5 starts.
No, she likes Laurel, 2 for 3 on this turf course. They ship her all around Delaware, Pimlico, Laurel, Meadowlands. She doesn't mind traveling in the van in here. So a 2-time winner on this course is always dangerous.
All right, nice open 8,000 claimer there, going a mile on the bowl game in race 1. Nice maiden special weight here in race 2. We kick off the early pick 4 in race 2. Maiden special weight for 2-year-old fillies, going 7 furlongs on the main track. Bunch of well-bred first-time starters in here. I go with the filly that has a little experience. The 5 needs supervision from the Jerry O'Dwyer barn, a 2-year-old filly by Painter. Bet down to the favored in her debut. Maiden special weight up at Penn National. Bet down to about 7-8 to 5 that day. Didn't break very well. Made a big middle move. Got to the lead, turnover home, finished a good second. Very respectable 63 buyer for maiden special weight up there at Penn. That's pretty good. They went 111-1 pretty quick. Jerry O'Dwyer won with this move. It was an Olive Cat. In her second start, she galloped here at Laurel Park, so I'll go with the 5 needs supervision on top.
Dwyer barn's been heating up. He's got a nice bunch of young horses in the barn for different owners, and this one debuted at Penn, as you mentioned, a little slow to begin. So of the horses that have a little experience in here, she seems to be the one. But this, I think, is one of the better races of the day. The fact there's so many well-bred fillies in here. I went to the 6 in here, Kyra. Cairo Prince has been a real hot young sire. A couple of good works at Fair Hill back October 18th, October 9th. At work October 9th, 1:03. Tom Proctor, allowance winning filly, went 1:01. This filly went 1:03. So if you're just comparing them side by side, maybe she's got some talent. A Cairo Prince filly, Kyra, Fashion Faux Pas out of Clash, 4 out of 5 foals of his damn winners. So she does nothing but produce winners, and a good work at Delaware Park as well on a track that wasn't super fast there October 17th. It appears a good 1:03, well better, much better than the second best work that day too. A nicely bred flatter filly in there, and also another one that has some pedigree. On the bottom there is a 10, Her Royal Highness, I Have to Catch a Rising Star, who I believe was trained by Graham Motion as well. A Graham Motion first-time starter. Her Royal Highness, Patio Prado filly. Maybe wants the turf a little longer, but we've seen the Patio Prados win any surface.
Yep, so we'll be back to the 1, though. We both like the 1. This horse, this filly by Flatter, bred by Claiborne Farm and Adele B. Dillschneider. They bred a bunch of nice horses. I believe they bred Blame and a bunch of other champions down there in Kentucky. So Delacour, he's loaded with a couple well-bred first-time starters here in the second race. So you mentioned the Motion first-timer on the outside, the 10. He also has a first-time starter here on the inside, the 2. Vada by More Than Ready. That's a Major League $75,000 sire. They paid $300,000 for this filly at the Fasig-Tipton Saratoga yearling sale. It's a big sale. They paid a bunch of money for this one, owned by the same people that owned Irish Warcry. Alex Centron will ride. Been working well up there at Fair Hill. I don't really like the outside post for her Royal Highness, and I also don't like the inside post here for Vada, but nonetheless, I use her in my exact.
Yeah, and going another interesting note on Vada. I didn't use her, but that work, as you mentioned, Fair Hill 101. Devisadero worked the same morning in 101 and change. So that's a good work if you're just comparing horses that worked on that same tab, same distance, and the same tapeta surface there.
All right, so a real nice maiden special weight there in race 2. Let's turn the page. Race 3, we're going a mile and a 16th on the Exceller Turf Course rail at 70 feet. Maiden claiming $25,000 for 2-year-olds. I go to the far outside, so do you. The 13, Crazy Magic, 2-year-old colt by Magician, a young up-and-coming Galileo sire. Magician won the Breeders' Cup Turf out in California, and Crazy Magic now with a good foundation under him right now. Georgie Vargas Jr. will ride for the 3rd time today for trainer Trez Abbott. A good 3rd, 2-back going long on the turf. And 4th last out up there, Delaware, a better number, 51 Buyer last out on a good turf course. So 3 tries going long on the turf, a good foundation under this colt. I think today's the day for Crazy Magic.
Yeah, you're looking at fitness. I think he's fit enough. It's the 2nd time Lasix on the turf. He's had 3 route races under his belt here coming into this race. You're not going to get the 7-2, unfortunately, now. I mean, Keith had a good morning line there at 7-2 on him, but the Linda Rice runners, the 2 and the 5 are scratched. Those are key scratches.
Sure.
Both of those runners were going to take a lot of money, so I wouldn't expect a super price here on Crazy Magic. Wish we could have gotten 7-2, but perhaps a little lower at post.
All right, so we both like the 13. We both like the 10 as well here. Expect Drama for Wayne Potts, 2-year-old gelding by Big Drama. They put they went to the front last out against Maiden 25, going long on the dirt, a decent 3rd that day. Now tries the turf for the first time today.
Yeah, another Wayne Potts runner breaking there just to the outside of Expect Drama. He's got them side by side for different owners. A Great Granite, I thought a pretty good race at 30-1 behind Yowza. Yowza had trouble in the race. It was a much tougher maiden special. They tried to get him on the grass last time out. The race came off the turf. Now he's got his 2nd shot of the turf. He's a mizzen mast and having a couple of races under his belt, including the mile dirt run where he didn't pick up his feet. And trouble as well in that race. I think he's going to be a decent price for a share in here. Great Granite.
All right, so a big field here in race 3. Both Dave and I on the 13, Crazy Magic. Let's speed along here. Race 4 is going to kick off the middle pick 4 here in the 4th. We're going a flat mile on the bowl game turf course rail at 17 feet, claiming 8,000, 3 and up. And I go with the old timer here, the 11 Intrepid Citizen on top. We have a video spotlight to show you of this 8-year-old. Here's the race last May at Pimlico on a good turf course. We have that video spotlight. This was against Open 20,000 if we have the video on Intrepid Citizen here for race 4, my top pick. This is the race at Pimlico late May on a good turf course going long against Open 20,000. Company comes with a wide rally this day. He's going to get up for a game 2nd, just beaten ahead by Catane. Again, this was for 20,000 back in May. Since then, he tried 2 other than Allowance Company a couple times. Dropped to 8,000, 2-back at Delaware and a real good 2nd. Then stepped back up to 20,000 last out of Delaware. That's too tough. I think Gary Capuano, the barn, had a nice win yesterday. Who was that, Bronx Sandman for Gary Cap? Whistled, knocked me out of my ticket. But I think Gary Cap's found the right level here for Intrepid Citizen. A 5-time winner on the Laurel Turf. You get Jevion Toledo against 8,000 claimers. I think this 8-year-old can beat up on him.
Yeah, this has been a tough season for a horse like Intrepid Citizen with a lot of rain, right? I mean, he hasn't won this year. He's only made 10,000. They drop him in for 8 here, though he's a 5-time winner at the age of 8. I don't know how many, if any, takers there will be to rest him up again for next turf season. He's just a really nice turf horse, but Mother Nature's not really cooperated with us this year. I mean, I used him, almost picked him on top, and just for price sake, I went to a Tree Shaker just for the value, perhaps, of again maybe getting a 5-1 price on Tree Shaker. Patrick McBurney, he ships down here. He means business.
Sure.
This horse has just as much tactical speed and comparable good numbers in New Jersey to Intrepid, some of Intrepid Citizen's better races. So Tree Shaker to the inside. Yeah,
that was on a yielding turf course last out up there at the Meadowlands, and a real big effort against 6,000 claimers. We'll get a nice ground-saving trip on the front end here with, well, at least fourthly place on the inside with Forest Boys. So, all right, we like the 111-4-2 there in race 4. Let's get a quick commercial break. We have a nice big pick 6 carryover. Don't sleep on this. Everybody's going to be going after the Breeders' Cup races today. We have a nice carryover shy of 20,000 in our Rainbow Pick 6. We'll take a look right after this. All right, Breeders' Cup, that starts race 5 down there today at Churchill. Come watch and wager on all the Breeders' Cup races right here at Laurel Park. Enjoy the live racing we have for you. Nice carryover today in the 20-cent Rainbow Pick 6. There it is, $19,269. This will be well played. Like I said yesterday, we had a couple singles going into the last race for $25,000. So this will be around $30,000 when it's all said and done. I have a ticket. Let's take a look. Dave, a very affordable $12.80 ticket for today's Rainbow Pick 6. I don't think it's too hard. You might not be the only ticket to hit it. You might have to, you know, there might be multiple 6 out of 6 payouts, but it still pays well sometimes when you hit it that way. So there's my ticket. I'm 1-8 here in race 5, 1-4 in race 6. Race 7, everybody forgot to show up in race 7. I don't know what happened there. That was a nice 10-horse field. We had 4 scratches there in race 7, so I end up using 4 horses there. It's kind of a guessing game in race 7.
It looked like they were all afraid of one another in there, right?
And then scratched,
the contenders like Cowboy King, Gadget Man, Dazzling Okie.
Yep, they're out. So I go 3, 4, 9, 10 in race 7. Race 8 and 9 are off the turf. So there's some key main track only horses that draw in there. Race 8, I go with the 5-11 in there. Race 9, I go with the 7-12. They're both main track only entered horses there in race 9. And my best bet of the day, my key horse, is my key horse on the Stronach 5 as well as race 10 is leg C of the Stronach 5 today. And I'm going to key on the 3-year-old Straight Sense filly for Claudio Gonzalez. Angel in the Morning with Joe Moore Torres. She loves it going a mile. She's a 3-time winner going a mile. This is a nice 4 life level for her today. So I'm going to single on the 4. Angel in the Morning, very affordable $12.80 ticket. Let's take a look at the first leg of the Pick 6. Claiming 5,000, 3 and up. Haven't won a race in 6 months, never won 4. That's the condition. We're going a flat mile on the main track. The 5, Mountain Cry, is out. I go with the 8, Visual Effect. We have a video spotlight to show you. Visual Effect. Here's the race late July here at Laurel, going a mile on the main track. It came off the turf this day, but still a big 8-horse field. And this horse gets in front. 5-year-old son of Pollard's Vision gets in front by 3 here deep in the stretch. Just gets caught at the end by Rare Eagle, who comes and runs Visual Effect down. But this was a good effort. Got a 69 buyer with this race, and then a good effort 2 back at Delaware against 12-5 claimers, was second that day, going 2 turns on the main track. Ran okay in the Maryland Million starter last out. This is a good level today. Dale Capuano has this horse in a good spot. 3-time winner at Laurel. You get Weston Hamilton. Weston and Dale, a solid 31% and a positive ROI from a large sampling of horses here at Laurel.
Yeah, he wasn't off to the best of beginnings in the Maryland Million starter handicap, and that may have cost him that day. Circle the field 6 wide, but by that time, T-Sizzle, Longshot, Seabray are well ahead, and a True Gentleman there not far behind. And so he's in a logical spot. And dropping down, he's going to get a lot of play, as is a Rare Candy is going to be my top pick. In the spot down to the inside, off a 33-length drubbing at Parks back in March. He's been rested up. They drop him in for the nickel. You know, Claudio just spots him in the right places here. So it's kind of an all or nothing on Rare Candy for the 5th race.
Yeah, you have to respect the barn. Claudio hitting at 36%. Rare Candy likes it here at Laurel Park. You know, the works don't look very good, but Marty McGee, who just won a nice award with the Walter Haight down there at Churchill, he told me a long time ago, son, time only means something when you're in prison.
Yeah.
So don't worry about those slow works. Claudia will have this horse ready to go.
All right, something hopefully we won't have to worry about anytime soon.
Right. All right, let's turn the page here. Race 6, you like the late pick 5 today.
Yeah.
Here in race 6, no carryover, but as always, it pays well with that industry low 12% takeout on the late pick 5 starting in race 6. Dave, you have a ticket for it. Let's check it out, see how you played it.
Yeah, I'm going to single the 8th race with Zorali, who's taking the blinkers off today, Stan. He was a big favorite last time out and got involved in a duel. And when I watched him on the track, I think I did the show with you that day and then picked him. But he was all wound up on the track. I mean, he was just like a little too keyed up with the blinkers. So now they take the blinkers off, and hopefully he'll be a little bit more focused in the post parade, a little more relaxed. And I guess we'll find out in the post parade, but I'm looking for a turnaround with him and then building the ticket around him with a 1-5-6 in the 6th race, which I think is kind of an open race. The 7th race, that race has now just kind of been changed completely with Dazzling Oki out of the race, looking for speed maybe for Cowboy King, but he's out. So I kind of built a ticket a little bigger in there, the 7th, the key, and then the 7, 12, 13 in the 9th race with what Trusty Roll, who I kind of like today, and in the 10th race, I'm using your horse, Angel in the Morning. Sure. That's your key horse, right?
Yep.
In the Astronic 5, but also looking for the second time mount here, second time for Victor Rosales, a bug boy coming in here.
10-pound bug boy, right?
Yeah, looking for his first win on a mare that has a shot and value added.
All right, so there's your ticket. Nice $36 ticket for the late pick 5. Let's take a look at this first leg. Race 6, mile and a 16th on the main track, claiming $5,000 for 3-year-olds or older horses. Never won 3. My price play of the day, the one Brahms Romp. We have a video spotlight to show you. You have this horse on top as well. A 3-year-old who's won 3 races. Let's show you the last race right here at Laurel Park. This was on October 4th, going a mile against Beaten Nickel Company. Was the favorite this day. Was dueling for the lead, turning for home. Ends up finishing a good second behind Zarski. 61 buyer. That's a lifetime best for Brahms Romp. So even though this horse didn't win, still a good effort. It was a nice win in the slop, 2 back at Delaware. And again, this horse is a 3-year-old going against older horses. Have never won 3. 7 for 11 in the money here at Laurel with 2 wins. I think Angel Suarez has been heating up, and so is Jamie Ness. And Suarez and Jamie Ness recently 40% here at Laurel, from a larger sampling to 30% together. Brahms Romp will get a nice ground-saving trip mid-pack here, breaking from the 1 hole.
Yeah, he likes Laurel, and as you saw in there, got in a little bumping match with a rival down to his inside and opening it up for the rail was open for his entry mate who won the race that day. And after he got bumped around, you could see he dug in a little bit in the stretch, so he's got a little grit. 5 seconds at Laurel at 11 starts and 2 wins. So that's kind of maybe the only if there, but he's very consistent at this track.
All right, so we both have the 1 on top. We both like the 6 as well here. Mucho Mas Grande, second off the claim here for Anthony Ferrier. Joan Rosado will ride an okay 4th last out. Now, I was against 12-5, 3 Life Company, so a big drop today for the 6 Mucho Mas Grande.
Yeah, didn't do a lot. It didn't have much of an excuse last time out, aside being 5 wide toward the top of the stretch. Pace maybe not to his liking that day. He's dropping half of what they claimed him, and maybe he can turn it around here on the big drop.
All right, so we both have the 1 Brahms Romp on top there in race 6. Let's turn the page here. Race 7 kicks off the late pick 4. We're going a flat mile, claiming $5,000. Yes, it is the old-fashioned wide-open nickel here. 3 and up, no conditions. Have a bunch of old war horses. Well, you had a bunch of old war horses. What am I talking about? This was a real nice race, a 10-horse field, and then 4 key late scratches. A 2 Cowboy King, a late scratch. The 6 Gadget Man, who was 9-2, is out. The 7 the Catman Can is out, and your 8-5 morning line favorite, who was my top pick, my best bet of the day, the 8 Dazzling Oki, a big late scratch here in race 7. So I end up on the 3 Rare Eagle on top, second off the claim here for Silliman. Kevin Gomez on this 7-year-old son of Birdstone. We have the picks here for race 7. No video. The video scratched. Dazzling Oki is out. Here's our picks. I go with the 3 Rare Eagle
7.
on top.
7. Yeah, I got those are the old picks for me up there. So I went 10, 4, 3, and 9. I mean, this race is really
take those down then.
The 10, 4, 3, 9. And the reason I went to Tequila Hero, I'm looking for some speed in here. I don't see a lot of it. I do like the second off the claim and the switch from an apprentice rider to Carol Cedeno for Scott Lake. Going that mile, still going to break outside, but now with a shorter field, going to break maybe from post 6 or so. I think Tequila Hero is going to have enough tactical early speed to pounce in here. With the scratches, the pace becomes a little bit muddled. A horse like Here's to Mike, who maybe could rebound, has had some semblance of early foot on the turf, and is an 8-time winner. 7 of those wins have come on the turf. I'm looking for a horse who maybe likes the dirt, who can be tactically placed, and I think Carol Cedeno is going to try to do that with Home Team Stables Tequila Hero. 10-4. 3, Rare Eagle, who's got to carry 125, come from well out of it. Will the pace be suited enough, or maybe he's just he's classy enough to just roll them down in the stretch anyway, no matter what kind of pace. Interesting race, and that's spread in the pick 5, and kind of an open affair.
So we have the same 4 horses there. Yeah, Rare Eagle, a 3-time winner going a mile, and 11 for 13 overall in the money going a mile. So yeah, solid closer. We both like the same 4 horses there. In race 7, let's take a look here. Race 8, a nice allowance race. Now races 8 and 9 are off the turf on the main track. Nice first level allowance condition here. Race 8, filly mares 3 and up, 5.5 furlongs on the main track. I go with the 12 on top here on the outside. The 12 Baccarat Fashion entered main track only for this race by trainer Bruno Tessori. Angel Suarez will ride a good win here at Laurel Park, 2 back against Maiden 40,000 that day, and a good second against Allowance Company last out at Delaware. This filly by Old Fashioned for Bruno Tessori likes it here at Laurel. Has speed on the outside. I think the 12 Baccarat Fashion gets a real nice trip today.
Now the blinkers are coming off. Zarelli, I mentioned a few moments ago on the show. That's my single in the pick. This 5 going to take a little shot. She was really wound up in the post parade as a heavy favorite, 4-5 last time out. Dueled for a while, and pretty much at the 3/8 pole, I knew the race she was done because between the energy she expended in the post parade and that early duel that got to her. But the blinkers come off now, looking for more like a race here at Laurel in the slop back on June the 3rd for her to use her early speed and just get out there.
Yeah, good observation. I'm glad you explained that because I was wondering what happened.
Well, I just happened to see it because it was on. I think I was on the show with you that day. Right. And was watching her.
She's a much better filly than that. What we saw on October 13th.
Right, so. And they're not dropping her in for a tag or anything. Right. She's back in allowance company here, keeping the same allowance condition.
All right, so I use her in my top 3. I didn't use her on my pick 6 ticket, but I put out a very affordable $12 ticket. You can afford to use some more horses. So the 8 Zorley definitely live here in race 8. We both like the 5 here as well. The 5 is Polarization for trainer Hugh McMahon. Jacqueline Davis on this gemologist filly. You can't fault her recent form. She's been 1-2. Her last 5 races she's been 1-2. So she's in extremely good form right now.
A lot of these fillies have a semblance of speed. Polarization, Baccarat Fashion. But Zarelli's pretty quick in her own right. Maybe a horse like In Jail. To pick up the pieces, though she just kind of loves to run second, doesn't she?
Yeah, Trombetta with a 2-win day yesterday. Trombetta Barn, Trombetta Barn is hot, so nice allowance race there in race 8, 5.5 furlongs on the main track. Race 9, 5.5 furlongs on the main track. Nice 8,000 starter allowance condition. Filly mares 3 and up. We kick off the late daily double here in race 9. I go with a couple main track only horses on top. The 7 What entered MTO by Anthony Ferrier. Vargas will ride first off the claim for this Arch filly. A good effort last out. Went to the front going 6.5 at Keeneland against 16,000. A good second that day as one of the favorites. So this Ferrier finds a nice starter allowance condition for her today, and we're cutting back to 5.5 furlongs. I think what's going to love that.
First appearance here at Laurel. That's the main question mark for her. Good numbers at other tracks there at Churchill, etc. I like Trusty Roll in this spot, Stan, quite a bit. I mean, I think she really she's kind of turn it around a bit in a claim here for Hugh McMahon. I liked her last race at 10-1 at Delaware with a decent number. She's also coming here to Laurel.
Yeah, you had her 10-1 up at Delaware.
No, I didn't. But
nice.
at 10-1, I mean, that was a big race in a key race too, where Bloody Point came back to win. I just think she's kind of a now mare here. Trusty roll with Katie Davis, going to have a good clean trip out there.
Yeah, McMahon and Katie Davis, they're rolling right along. They're 23%, a nice positive ROI, 18% here in Maryland. So 7-12 for me, 12-7 for Dave. We both like the 13 as well. Socially driven. First off, the claim for Mike Gorham. This 4-year-old filly by Overdriven. She's 3 wins from 5 starts here at Laurel Park, so you have to respect that form. Didn't run very well last out, but now see if she can do a little bit better today in the new barn.
Yeah, her best race is about as good as Trusty Roll, so I'm definitely fearful of her. Used her on the ticket there in the 9th race, but she's one I'm afraid of.
All right, so nice starter allowance there in race 9. Race 10 is our big national race of the day. It's a part of the Stronach 5. It's leg C of the Stronach 5. So we've had a bunch of eyeballs all over the country studying race 10. Expect a big handle here in the 10th race. Claiming 5,000 filly mares, 3 and up, A in 6 months. Never won 4 going a flat mile. The beaten nickels are the bread and butter of any racetrack. The 9, Hanalei Sunset's the only scratch. Still 9-horse field. Nobody afraid to run in this race like they were in race 7. The Claudio's going to be tough here. I single on Claudio in the pick 6 and my Stronach 5. The 4, Angel in the Morning. 3 wins from 6 starts going a mile. She loves it going a mile. She broke her maiden by 5 here at Laurel going a mile back in August against maiden 16,000. A good win at Delaware going a mile back in September. That was 15,000 to life. And then Claudio found a nice level for her last out. Dropped her to the nickel 3 life at Delaware, going a mile. She won that day as the heavy favored. He keeps her here in a perfect spot. Nickel 4 life, going a mile. Yeah. Gets his main go-to rider, Joe Moore Torres. If we can get 5-2 on the 4, I'll take it all day long here in race 10.
He knows what he has. Broke the maiden in the Claudio's barn there for 12.5. Then ran okay, and a non-winners at 2 after showing speed on the turf. Then back to the dirt for a win at the 15 non-winners at 2. Over her head at 13-1 behind Isotope. They're not getting fancy weather. They're keeping her right here. But I went to the 8 here on the outside, taking a shot with a rider who's only a 2nd or 3rd mount here. Is Victor Orzales, an apprentice rider, Phil Schoenthal, out of the Maryland Million starter handicap, won by #Selfie, who was tons the best that day for Claudio, actually, and then dropping into a sensible spot of this afternoon. A very consistent horse over this Laurel main track, and she just might be she's the main horse that's going to give some fits perhaps to Angel in the Morning in mid to upper stretch. Easy Lizzie is a closer. We've seen her run many times again. So if the pace gets crazy, she can pick up some pieces in here. And a little filly, Z Nation, kind of underneath in the tries supers kind of a horse.
All right, so I throw the 1 in there, boosting. Good second last out up there at Delaware, up there at Penn National for Ferris Allen. Katie Davis gets aboard today here on the 1, boosting. So nice beaten nickel race in race 10. It's leg C of the Stronach 5. I key on the 4, Angel in the Morning. Dave likes the 8 there, value added. Nice field there in race 10. Big action today. It's Breeders' Cup Friday, Stronach 5. Nice carryover today in our Rainbow Pick 6. That starts in race 5. Carryover a little shy of 20,000 today in our Rainbow Pick 6. You're going to stay around and give out scratches and changes?
It's coming up. Scratches shortly. If you missed them or you missed them all in the crawl, we'll give them out here in a couple minutes. Okay, late scratch there. In the first race?
All right, good luck.
The 11.
I'm out of here. Dave's sticking around.
Right.
We're done.